and have other streams where I generate income, which will in the long run take me off the road, more. Then I'll probably just be doing trips, just maybe to raise some few cash to solve some few problems, instead of depending. Then I have other businesses that give me money. So that's why I always preach that, guys, not totally and 100% put ride sharing as your full time hustle. Try to expand your skills, you know learn new things, upgrade yourself, try to be useful, try to be valuable in other areas of life, so that you can have options. Whew. What's up, YouTube? What's happening, all the wonderful drivers, fantastic passengers? You all are welcome to the channel. Right now, in fact, a lot is going on right now. A lot, from the fuel scarcity, to drivers trying to clamp down the Bolt ride-sharing app. And I don't know. The approach to it is kind of very unconventional. But at the same time, I just hope drivers, act rational, in times like this, because I've been seeing a lot of requests for drivers across every platform, on WhatsApp, on Facebook, mostly, to go and rate the app 1 star on Google Play Store. So they are currently at 1.5 star rating. Imagine the number of people that must have done this damage. So although I don't really know the implication for the app. Some people say they'll take them out of Play Store after some time if it gets too low. Well, I don't know. I don't think that's how it works. So let's see how it plays. But for me though, why are drivers taking this action? They said their rules are too strict for in terms of cancellation. They are canceling what's it called? They are deactivating drivers. The fares are not nice. What else? I think those are the two things that is a major concern for the driver community, as far as I'm concerned. Right, but for me, I don't think drivers should forget. I don't think drivers should forget that Bolt actually give them a second chance. And if you ask me, currently, I think Bolt has the volume in terms of rider. I've carried passengers to some part of Lagos. I would not believe that a rider will take me out and I'll get request on Bolt. And I'm talking of I'm not talking of inconvenient requests. I'll be getting requests that far. Like, you get requests around you. It shocks me. I doff my hat for Bolt on that. Like, they have riders in places you would not expect. Not like any of these apps are perfect. None of it is perfect. All of them have their ups and downs. But like I was saying, drivers should not forget that Bolt gave them a second chance. When Uber came to the market, then I wasn't a driver. I wasn't driving when Uber came into the market. I was still working. So I can remember then that when Uber started their marketing, what year was that? I can't remember. They came and told us about Uber. It was very premium, looked very premium. The prices were very nice there. Like, the prices were higher than what it is right now. So a lot of drivers that started driving at that time, they went through a lot of screening, like you do the psychometric test and all those kind of things. But I think they were flexible. So a lot of drivers on board the Uber platform to drive with Uber. And mind you, Uber is a multinational. When I talk multinational, Uber is a giant. It's not just a taxi company. It's a corporation. So they had their policies, and their policies are their policies. They don't bend or shift. So when they came to the market here in Nigeria, they kept their standard of what they do in every other country worldwide. They kept that same standard here in Nigeria. So when drivers onboarded the Uber platform, a lot of drivers were were deactivated. A lot of drivers lost their Uber account. In fact, so many drivers lost their Uber accounts. I can't count. So many of those drivers, when boats came in, a lot of those drivers that lost that couldn't get, because once Uber deactivates you permanently, it's permanent. There's not, if it's permanent, because they first of all deactivate you once, like a warning deactivation, deactivate you a second time. Maybe if the reasons are not the same, maybe they deactivated you for cancellation. Maybe they deactivated you for your rider's cancellation, because sometimes you call rider, you're not going there, you ask them to cancel. Drivers do that a lot. So if, for instance, you're cancelled for you cancelling first time, and then you are deactivated for the rider cancelling, so they believe you already understand the boat. You already understand it too. That you shouldn't cancel, and don't let your rider cancel. Always fulfill trips that you are set. So if they have to block you a second time, is a final blocking. So there's 3 times. You have just 3 tries. I've been blocked twice, and that's why I stopped driving for Uber. I was blocked for cancelling. I was blocked for asking riders to cancel. It just makes sense sometimes, because there are some places you don't want to go. You don't want to find yourself going to, like, maybe you stay around this axis in Lagos. Maybe let's say, for instance, you stay let's say stay in Songotedo, and then you're around maybe Marina or Ikoyi and the environs, and then somebody is getting a trip, because Uber, sometimes you try to set destination on Uber, you can't set destination. You'll give you one grammar that something is not allowed in this place or something like that. So then you can't set destination, and you are in around Ikoyi, and the traffic drive time to your house probably at Songotedo axis is crazy, maybe like almost 2 hours drive, and you don't want to be driving that distance without a trip. So let's say you are just on Uber, for instance, then you turn on your Uber app, and then you can't set destination. Then a trip comes in, you can't even see where you are going to, and that's crazy. You can't even see where you are going to, and then you now pick the trip. Then you probably got to where the rider was, or if the place is too far, let's say you call the rider and ask the rider, please, hello, good afternoon, good evening, where are you heading to? Because it's already evening, you can't pick a blind trip, and then the person says Ikorodu. Ikorodu is a very far different end from where it's a miles away, and when you get to Ikorodu at that time of the evening, your likelihood of getting a trip back towards the inner mainland, so maybe like around Yaba, is slim, because when people are already going home, it's slim, and then if you're just driving on Uber, it's crazy, because we don't have a lot of Uber riders in those suburbs, like places I said I get boat rides, like there are some places, all those Akute, Okearo, Ojokoro, AIT, all those. There are some places in Lagos. What's the name of this place? Iba4. Some extremes. Ajegule boundary. There are some extremes of Lagos that I don't know how boats did their marketing and got people to be using their app there. Those places, when you get trips on Uber on those places, you can't go out. It's difficult. You now have to start driving out. Sometimes you can be lucky. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. You can be lucky, but the chances from such access is slim. So, and then you cancel, you get it's a minus for your driver's score, because now there's a new scoring system for boats. Boats is now trying to curb the cancellation rate, because it's very high and alarming. I must tell you, I use the service too sometimes, and then when you just put where you are going to, they just cancel. Sometimes they just start driving away. They do all sorts of things. So most of these drivers that were deactivated on Uber, came onto boats, and then both studied the market and okay, why did most drivers move away from Uber? So they knew one of the reasons was one, drivers not seeing where they were heading to. They knew that was a problem. That was why a lot of cancellations and all, drivers were not seeing where they were heading to. So they introduced that to their platform. Started making drivers see where the riders are going to. However, they came with a lower commission, which both people driving on Uber and the red likes, everybody registered. People that have been deactivated, people still actively driving, they registered. That was the platform I drove first with, because it was very flexible for me to sign up. The process was not as demanding as that of Uber. But eventually my Uber account was eventually activated, which I started driving Uber, and I also saw the experience with Uber. So they started showing that drivers could see where their passengers were heading to, but that was also causing a problem. I think that is why Uber is still maintaining its standard, because when drivers see where you are heading to, they would want to. They are most times don't want to go that way. But we are geek workers anyway. We are supposed to know where we are going to, so at least so that we yourself can go home and rest, because these guys don't exactly give us anything like health. They don't give us real value package. You just come with your car, drive, and then go. There's nothing really attached. So why give so much for a company that only make you earn from your car? So they started showing. So a lot of cancellations were on boat rides, like a lot of. But they had the drivers. The drivers were much. But so you see people canceling for crazy reasons, as in reasons that doesn't even make sense. And sometimes you see maybe somebody just asks you, where are you? The driver will just get agitated and like say, is that how you can't you greet? All those kind of crazy things. So what I think currently is that I think Bolt is trying to curb out some drivers that are a bit extreme when it comes to attitude to work. They're trying to curb out those kind of drivers. If you ask me, they have the market. I must say they have the market. However, currently this is 9:23 on a Friday, and I'm wondering why. And there's still fuel scarcity, and I'm wondering why everywhere has not gone red. Just a patch of it. I wouldn't want to go and be driving my car in this kind of white awkward situation. Today is Friday, so let me chill till later on in the day. But what I'll tell you, just remember this word: that do not bite the hands that feed you. I'm trying to go through some of the comments on Play Store. Let me check it out, so I can read some things, some of the message that was written by some drivers. No app is perfect. Drivers too are not perfect, but it's crazy how some drivers can actually be, and it's also crazy how some riders can actually be. So just you find the balance, but there are still a lot of good people out there. Wow, this thing is dropping so fast. They are currently at 1.2. As the last screenshot I checked, it was. As the last screenshot I checked, it was 1.7. Let me see. I really don't know how initiated this new upgrade. My score is just dropping anyhow. Even when I complete trips, I have never been rude to any passenger. So why will it be dropping after completing a trip? Yes, I cancel sometimes when the destination is far and out of radius. Isn't indicated for some reasons I don't know. And even when we are still on a trip, you get requests sometimes to cancel when there is a slight delay, which isn't the driver's fault. Gets penalized. Okay, so this guy is talking about sometimes when you get a trip, like you're on a trip on boat, and then you get a trip just when you are close to drop off, that sometimes people cancel. The people cancel. See, if you are not, before that will raise before that will take your score totally down. It will be difficult. Like take it so down, especially when you are not a full-time driver. You should have that word in quotes, like full, as in you just depend solely on just driving. If you depend solely on just driving, that is why you would have to be so much on the road to do that so much number of trips, and which is not, you start meeting a lot of cancellations. Bro, just try to chill, learn new skills, add to the driving hustle, add to it so that you can, take off time, the road, and just do some few trips that, just have maybe a few trips. Before you have to be canceling, it will be minimal if you can have, a side hustle that supports your driving business. Like me, I started as a full-time driver. I was driving every day when I started about 3 years ago. But as I progress in the driving business, I have been planning to, add additional source of income to what I do. So currently I'm currently undergoing a training. I was supposed to post a video about it, but man, so many things have been happening. I'm currently undergoing a training on how to install, car trackers like car security system, 5 minutes car alarm, and all those things, so I can have other streams where I generate income, which will in the long run take me off the road, more. Then I'll probably just be doing trips, just maybe to raise some few cash to solve some few problems, instead of depending. Then I have other businesses that give me money. So that's why I always preach that, guys, totally and 100% put ride sharing as your full-time hustle. Try to expand your skills, learn new things, upgrade yourself, try to be useful, try to be valuable in other areas of life, so that you can have options. Yeah, so what's my score, Seth? Let me even check my score. Man, I need money. I'll have to drive today. But this one I'm not seeing. This one there's fuel scarcity, and the app is this white. I can't go and be driving like this. So see, no surge, no surge. I don't know if you guys can see this. No surge. Let me go online. I don't think I'll get a request. See there. See, no surge. White. Jesus. So this is my confirmation rate is 89%. My driver score is 96%. It's going down, no guidance. So I don't know. Let me observe it. Whether if I don't cancel any single trip, it goes up. You requested a cancellation, 4%. So I don't know. I don't think this will play again in their system. But I don't know, man. Let's just observe it. I think drivers just need to calm down and get to understand how the system really works. I've seen people being deactivated. They ask some go for coaching, but I don't think I've seen any permanent deactivation. It's a new system, so they'll be flexible a bit at the start. So drivers, just calm down, And I don't know how it works if they are going to take Bolt off the Play Store when it gets to probably 0 point something.
You only you waka come.
Some riders are still some drivers are still reasonable. Often a ride takes you far beyond the start destination. People are saying different things. You can go and check it out and read some of the comments there on Play Store. It's currently at 1.2. Wow, Nigerians on our menu. But I think this is both Nigeria. Can't be the worldwide. No. So what do you guys think about what's currently going on? Drivers trying to clamp down on the rideshare app Bolt. Do you think it's fair? But I don't think this is the right approach. None of this app is perfect. Even InDriver has its own. Although Bolt has a lot of drivers, that's why this volume is coming out to do this against them. More drivers are going to be deactivated, not permanently for now because this is a new system. But just take it in good faith and try to understand the system. So guys, that is it for today's video. Let's know what you think in the comment section below. Comments, please try to keep your comment clean. I know drivers are agitated right now. Keep your comment clean and simple. So guys, I will see you guys in the next video. I'm still wait for Soju. Peace.